All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's shift
Whoop, whoop.
gears into the main topic of this episode today, and that is the truth about insurance
Bam,
MLM.
bam, bam.
We've talked about MLMs on the show a
Bam,
couple
bam,
of different times in kind
bam.
of in passing this year. But we've never really dedicated a lot of time to kind of talking about them a little bit. Both of us have experience in MLMs. Where should we start with
Yes.
this one? Where should we start? Should we
Maybe maybe we start with non-insurance MLMs and then back our way into MLMs, like
Yeah,
insurance MLMs. What do you think?
yeah, I like that. I like that. So
Yeah.
so okay, the MLMs that you were in
Yeah.
and then the MLMs I was in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about them. Is it still
Yeah.
around? How did how did you get
I
in? How did you
so
get introduced to the business?
well, I've been insanely successful because of the MLM I signed up for many years ago. It's how I got where I got to today. And the funny part is I was so fixated on the money I spent on this MLM because most of these MLMs you have to spend money to sign up, right? If you don't know what an MLM is, it stands for multi-level marketing. So multi-level marketing, think of a pyramid, right? Pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing. And then once you are paying us and maybe that distributor fee, maybe that's a one-time payment, maybe that's a reoccurring payment every month, every year, however it's set up. This also reminds me of that documentary that we watched, the what was that clothing brand, the Mormon
Oh,
Utah
the leggings.
LuLaRoe.
Yeah,
I think it's LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe.
Yeah, that's a great wild documentary
I
on
loved every second of
multi. Yeah, that was a fantastic one. And I think, again, great example of a business that I think is still around today. Another one that I heard a while back, I'll just mention really quickly, is where, and I actually think I got this in the mail once. I wish I still had it. But it was like, I got a dollar bill in the mail and it says, here's $1. Now send $6, take $1 and send it to people. Like it was literally a pyramid scheme designed where you'd get $1 and then they want you to send $6 like you're passing it forward. It was this really weird, again, a really weird pyramid scheme. And then it's like, and then once you send those $6, those people will send you $1 back. Like just wild. So there's a huge spectrum. My point here is there's a huge spectrum of these MLM multi-level marketing opportunities. Some of them look very legitimate on the front. Some of them look like a scam on the front. And sometimes it's hard to tell. So the first one that I got into was called Life Vantage.
Yeah.
And
My
they sold. Yeah, are you familiar
my
with them?
my wife's grandma was in that. She tried to recruit me. So funny story about that. It was my first AEP, I want to say. And so
Yes.
she basically bait and switched me. She invited me to her house during AEP on a Saturday night to talk to her about her Medicare plan. And her real intention was she had her uplines there waiting to pitch me. I was so mad. I never forgave her. I never let it go. I still am bitter about it to this day because it was during AEP. You're wasting my time during AEP.
By the way, have you had that happen on other? Because I've had multiple insurance appointments where I showed up and they took the insurance appointment because they wanted to pitch me their MLM.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had it happen a ton. You'd think it would happen more living in Utah, but like it has probably only happened like one other time other than that.
Yeah. I just remembered having that bait and switch, but your own grandma, Life Van. So did you sign up?
Not my grandma.
Oh, not your
my wife's grandma.
Your wife's
my
grandma.
wife's
Okay.
grandma. No,
like,
of course not.
My grandma would never do that to me.
My grandma was alive at the time, but
God bless.
But no, I did not sign up. I had no interest in signing up.
Do you remember their pitch?
No, I just remember being mad, sitting on the couch trying to get through it and trying to be polite.
I just remember being mad
because totally lied to me. It was like classic MLM, what you see like in a cartoon or something, want to hang out? Yeah, they lock the door behind you. Welcome to the opportunity. That's basically like what it was. Life Vantage, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still are, but they were the sponsor of Real Salt Lake soccer team.
Oh,
Life Vantage was on their jerseys for like 10 years or something like that. I don't know if they still are.
I'll just do kind of my quick backstory with Life Vantage. I was knocking doors someone infiltrated the team. We had a team of probably 20 people doing door knocking. Obviously,
For what? What were
aggressive
you door
sales,
knocking for?
alarm systems. We were selling alarm
Okay.
systems. So door to door, hey, Mrs. Jones, we're giving away a free alarm system today. You just have to pay for the monthly monitoring system. We only, that was the pitch, right? So, pretty aggressive, hungry sales team, right? So someone got infiltrated in the group. I don't remember who the first person was. Someone got infiltrated, right? And then, of course, they sign up, and now they're thinking they're holding like private meetings at the end of the day, where they're getting like all the door knockers and they're like, guys, we knock doors for an income, but this is how you're gonna retire, right? And they're doing like the whiteboard. They're like, I'm gonna sign all you guys up, and then you guys are gonna go sign these people up, and then you can actually sell the product. And what got me though was the product. I actually got hooked by the product, not the idea that I was gonna get rich from being a distributor.
Wasn't it like powder or something?
They did have powders, but the main one was a pill.
That's right. That's right. I remember that.
It was a pill, and the pitch was that it could reduce your age at a cellular level. It was so high in antioxidants. It was the perfect mix. And the biggest joke of this is, God, I hope we get sued by them too. I hope they see it. They're like, you can't say that. The biggest joke of this is that the ingredients were all like basic off-the-shelf ingredients, right? It's like green tea extract, milk thistle. Like it was like 4 or 5. They put it together in this little supplement pill, and they're like, and then again, you do like the whole like testimony meeting, right? They get these people together, people stand up, they're talking about how like it changed their life when they started taking the pill, or the doctors can't say it was the pill, but my cancer went away, and you start to get all those stories. So it was, I'll never forget, it was almost $700 to sign up to be a distributor. I don't think I ever signed a single person up. I personally kept buying and taking the pills myself for a while. And I remember being haunted for a long time by that $700. I remember thinking like, man, I can't believe I spent $700 on this. I kept thinking about all I could do with that money. Just destroyed me for a little while. But that was my entry point into the MLM world.
I've been in 3 in my life. All when I was much younger. So the first one, I've talked about it on the pod, but maybe I'll just recap.
Give us a recap. Yeah.
Okay, so first one I got into, I was 19 and I was studying for my insurance exam. And I had a friend at the job I was working at. I was working at an assisted living facility, and I was working in the kitchen and making $9.50 an hour, per the record. And I had a friend that got into this MLM. It was called VEMA. Stood for Vitamins, Essentials, Minerals, Mangosteen, and Aloe Vera. VEMA. So here's the thing about all these health and wellness MLMs.
Right.
I think you hit it right on the nose. They all use these basic freaking ingredients, mix them in a melting pot, overcharge them, and make it. And then they like hint at things like it will cure cancer without saying it and stuff. Like they're basically fraudulent in their claims.
I mean, we could spin one up in a week. Like we could spin 100%. One of these up. We could come back from Miami and be like, guys, look at these pills.
And it'd be the same thing.
It'd be the same thing.
But they overcharge, like, so they're such jokes. They're all the same, by the way. Like, but they're all like, we're better than them. Oh, you're leaving money on the table every day. Like they're all the same thing. Bullshit.
Yes.
But And the way the compensation is structured, right? Like on everyone I've ever seen up close, the way the compensation is structured, it's virtually almost impossible for you to do extremely well. It's virtually impossible. So anyway, this one, my friend got into it. They were selling healthy energy drinks, and they had juice too. That was their 2 products. And so the healthy energy drinks was called Verve. You can still buy it today. I bought some with a friend of mine during AEP 2 or 3 years ago as a joke, and we were drinking them during AEP, and it was hysterical. But they were like $200 for like a case of like 20. There's so much money.
I'm gonna buy a case for you. I'll get a case. Shit.
I will drink it if you buy it.
I feel amazing. I feel amazing.
I got into that. I got sold on it. You know, I had an upline in San Diego, and he had a leased BMW. And the whole thing was like, you know, and his whole thing his whole pitch when he would talk to people, he'd be like right now, he's like right now, what I don't have is I don't have a Ferrari, I don't have a mansion, but you know what I don't have? A job. And then like everyone on the team would go, whoa! Like it was that type of thing. And he's like, and like he talked like this. And immediately like and he'd be like, right now I'm making $3,000 a month residually. And people would be like, whoa. And the thing was like, he had a BMW that was leased from the company, but if he dropped below his rank, then he's on the hook for it. It was like $700 a month. Yeah. And I think he did drop below it a couple times and started having to pay, and he's desperately trying to push above. And like
classic.
And so
MLM right there.
But long story short, I quit studying for my insurance licensing exam to spend a year doing that. So
crazy.
I didn't get into the insurance. I spent a year doing that because I was like, insurance.
That's a job.
I was like,
I'm
gonna make real money. You know, I'm like.
Okay, what are the other ones?
I won't spend as much time on the other ones, but like, real quick on this one because it's so funny. I got into insurance, started building the business that is now, you know, half of what we are today, right?
Right.
Within 2 years of me getting into insurance and leaving that, the government came in and shut them down for being a pyramid scheme.
See, this is what I wanted to bring up too, that I'm genuinely confused about. Okay, is multi-level marketing is like the compliant term, but pyramid scheme that's illegal. Why
would you like me to explain the difference?
Yeah, please do. Please,
I'm an expert.
Yes, please do. We need this.
It's a pyramid scheme if the compensation is structured in a way to where you legitimately, it's impossible for you to make money selling the product to customers, and the only way you can actually make money is
the distributor,
is by signing up distributors and recruiting, and getting them on an auto ship every month and that kind of thing. Like, and so a lot of these, like, you can make like a couple pennies by having someone buy as a customer, but like, you'd have to get everyone in the world signed up to make six figures. Like 8 billion people would have to be your customer to make like $100,000 a year. Like, so that's where they draw the line. Like, but if it's an MLM where you can sell the product and you can actually make you know, some actual money by selling the product and not recruiting, then it's a legit MLM in the eyes of the government. That's kind of where the differentiation